So I've been thinking a lot about the course's basic instruction in perception. And of course, as bodies, when we start out, we think that our senses are showing us something that's true and real, and we think we can make good judgments about things, and we can assess our own behavior, and especially we can assess other people's behavior, whether it's appropriate or not, and whether we think that they should change. But lesson 15 says, my thoughts are images I have made. And it says our thoughts in this mind make up every segment of the world that we seem to perceive. There's nothing. This coffee table comes from my thoughts. These bodies come from my thoughts. So the thoughts are not the little local thoughts that you think that you have about, I need to go, to the grocery store and stock up on groceries. That's a thought. But no, it isn't really a thought. So the originating thought there would be, I don't have enough. I need more. I need more. So that gets turned into going to the grocery store, having another helping of your favorite food, at a restaurant. I need more. Or playing the next game of cards. I need more. So one metaphor we can apply to this is that of cookie dough. So if you think of these two minds as being, here's the cookie dough of hate and the cookie dough of kindness. Cookie dough of kindness. So I'm going to generate images down here. Well, the minute that you have a body that seems separate from other bodies, that's a symbol of hate. That's a symbol of separation. That's what the ego wants it to be. And we immediately make a hierarchy. My needs are the most important. Yours may be sort of important, but my needs are the most important. My perceptions are the correct perceptions. You may have some pretty good ideas, but I know what's best, and I know what's right. And so everyone is doing that. Everyone who seems to be walking around in a separate. So these separate bodies are coming from the idea of I separated from wholeness, from totality. So there's that thought. And then I'm broken. So that thought of separation and fragmentation keeps going and going and going and generating more and more and more pieces. And each piece thinks it's a world unto itself. So this is why it's really helpful to go back over those first workbook lessons. Nothing I see in this room means anything. Well, I think that my eyes see. And the Course tells us later in one of the workbook lessons that all the equipment for seeing is up here. There's no seeing through the body. It says the senses are senses without sense. That's what it thinks of our great perceptions down here in the world. So nothing I see means anything. But here I think I'm a body, and I think I look out, and I think things mean this, and this means that, and because of what somebody said or what somebody did or failed to do. I think I give meanings to those. I give stories to those. I'm constantly making up stories and trying to impose meanings upon all the images that are on the screen of my life. There's nothing wrong with trying to do that, man, because, we seemingly have to live in the dream and manage our lives. But it's also possible to observe the fact that you're doing that you're making up a story. And you can at least begin to question your stories. That's why the work of Byron Katie is so helpful. Is you constantly saying of everything. When you have a reaction to anything, you say, is this true? Can I absolutely know that this is true? Who would I be if I didn't have this thought? You can begin to loosen the grip of that that Velcro thought, and you can kind of let it slide off a little bit. Is it true? Can I absolutely know that it's true? So nothing I see. So just think about the meanings that you give to things. Now you don't have to think about this all the time, because we wouldn't get anything done if we're constantly questioning the movement of my hand. Oh, what does that mean? That's not going to work. But it's when you have a reaction to something. That's when you say, is this true? Where is this reaction coming from? So lesson 5 says, I'm never upset for the reason I think. I think I'm upset because of what you said to me, or what you did 25 years ago. I think I'm still upset about what my mother did, or my father did, or failed to do for me. But I'm not. I'm just programmed up here, or I'm just living out the cookie dough of the wrong mind, the cookie dough of hate, which says I need to have grievances. I need to find someone to blame. And it's especially helpful if I want to blame somebody who did something who's not even around anymore. I can just go on blaming them and blaming them and blaming them forever. And say, well, that's the cause of why I'm such a screw up in life, or why I failed in life is because my parents didn't nurture me, or they played favorites, and they liked my sister better or my brother better, or my parents were drug addicts, or I don't even know who my parents were. I was abandoned as a child. And we all come in with these victim stories. So the forms are going to be the same. It's not like you're going to start having chairs and tables and memories of your parents and so on and so forth. But you have a different purpose. You have a different purpose. Because now the purpose of all the cookies in the world, your cookie images, is to learn that they're just images. And that they can have no effect on the peace in your mind. Because peace is our natural state. Because we're part of this. Peace is our natural state. And the ego says, no, you have to be upset about something all the time. That's why the news sites are really feeding the need for upset. They give you various hooks. You can be outraged. You can feel, oh, that's so terrible. That's so sad. and it's constantly feeding all that. And as we discussed a few weeks ago when we were talking about the CNN, I was saying that you have interspersed between all the news stories and the hooks that will get you upset. There are ads for, vacation places, or the best cookware, or so you can have your outrage, and then you can read an ad for, I'll look at this comparison study of these frying pans or whatever, these gadgets. So you can go back and forth, and it's the news sites are really just a menu for upset. And then you can calm the upset with the nice advertisements or nice stories, and then you can get upset on the next story when the next politician is doing something that you find offensive. So you just watch this body's life. And one of my favorite metaphors is that of sitting on the psychological porch. So some of us actually have porches that we can sit on, watch the world go by.
I think I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Christina has one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Christina has a front porch too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you sit on the front porch of your mind, and you watch all these situations arise, and you watch your reactions come up. You watch yourself get upset. You watch yourself judge. You watch yourself be afraid. You watch yourself trying to plan the future and trying to control this situation and that situation. And the watching, and you'll see that sometimes, these big storms roll through your life, and things seem to be really violent and critical. And you'll see sometimes, when I was a kid, I loved to run out in the storm. I thought a great storm was great. To run in the wind and the rain and so forth. So sometimes we just really feel drawn to just jump into that storm that is going through your life and getting involved in the family battles or the workplace battles or the political battles or whatever they are. And then you watch yourself do that, and then you get back on your porch and you just watch it. And this is turning your mind from the Velcro to the Teflon. So anyway, one way to look at let's say that somebody in the world seems to be irritating you or bothering you, or you just really feel like they're going down the wrong path and they're making a wrong choice. You go back here and you say, I am the dreamer. I am responsible for whatever images show up on the screen of my life. They don't just show up, they don't just wander in. Like if you sleep tonight and you have a dream, nothing in your dream just wanders in. It's your dream. Everything there in your sleeping dream comes out of you. No one else jumps in there and makes it up. Well, that's why it's really helpful to take it literally. This world is a dream. Nobody just shows up accidentally. And we can't control their comings and their goings. Whoever shows up, let's say they're really irritating you or they hurt your feelings or whatever, you have to stop and think, I invited you. Thank you for coming. Because now I can give this a different purpose. I can remember, oh yeah, you can't take my peace away. I can throw it away by getting upset what you're saying or doing, but nobody can take it away from me. You can't take it away from me. Ken Wapnick has a lovely thing about forgiveness where he says, you say to your brother in your mind, I loved you before you did what you did. I love you while you're doing what you're doing, and I will love you after what you're doing. So it doesn't matter what the image on the screen is doing because our brother is not, that body is not that image. We have made up an image to cover over, like the window shade. You know, we've made up this figure, and I say, Becky is my brother, or Dwight is my brother. But no, it's not those bodies. It's the minds which are already joined. We are one dreamer. So at the level of the mind, minds are totally joined, which is why the Course says we do not have private thoughts. It's very threatening idea. So it doesn't matter how bad things are over here for you or anybody else in your life, because it's all helpful. Everything is helpful. Because like somebody who's been an alcoholic for a long time, you never know which drunk is going to be the last one, the one that finally wakes them up. You don't know what, we kind of have to give others permission to be who they are, however crappy that may seem at any particular moment. That doesn't mean you don't take care of yourself. You're not going to be a mat to be run over or to be walked over, but you don't have to take it personally. So there's a workbook lesson, let all things be exactly as they are. Let all images be exactly as they are. Let all people be exactly as they are. Let all obnoxious relatives be exactly as they are. That's okay. That's their path in that moment. They cannot take my peace away. So I have up here my little symbol for awareness that I've been working with for the last couple of years, which is just a triangle with an eye. It's non-personal. It's not a body. It's not a person. And as we become more right-minded, we still seem to be people, but that awareness goes with us. We become aligned with that awareness, which is really sitting on the psychological porch. So that's a big mixture of metaphors.